Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Your Football Show. It is Friday, the 9th of July, and of course, it is time for another episode of the Daily Leeds. We've got loads to get into today. Before we do get in, as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, and get your notification bell smashed. We are so close to 5K now. Whilst you're at it as well, I don't know if you've seen, I actually did a video of the Leeds United mural tour. That video is now up on the channel. It's on the front page. So once you've watched this, if you get a chance, please go and check that out because I really enjoyed doing it. And I know a lot of the comments have been very positive about it as well. So make sure you check out that video. And yeah, enjoy this one. So guys, we're going to start first of all. I mentioned to you yesterday morning that I believe Sean McGurk would have been done. And in fact, it was done. It was confirmed around lunchtime from the club that they were pleased to announce the signing of Sean McGurk on a 3-year deal from Wigan. He's coming from Wigan as an attacking midfielder, 18-year-old, and he's joined Leeds United on a 3-year deal for an undisclosed fee. He'll initially join up with Mark Jackson's under-23 squad next season, and he scored 13 goals in Wigan's under-18 promotion-winning campaign last year, was previously on Liverpool's books prior to that, I believe, as well. Played with Jamie Carragher's son for a period of time. So, yeah, that's another under-23s in the door. I believe there's some more already signed, just not yet announced. So we'll touch on that a little bit later on as well. But what it also is telling me, naturally, we have to improve the squad because we've been promoted in the under-23s. But I genuinely believe Joe Geldart, he's going to be my pick. Joe Geldart's going to be my pick to break into the first team squad this season. We've obviously got Sam Greenwood, Somerville, and many more at the club. Creswell, for example. But the fact that we're bringing players in these type of positions, I'm really confident that Joe Geldart makes that step this season. We had an article as well from Graham Smith. If you remember last time, he gave us a great article on the unnamed left back and what was going on at the club. Well, he's done it again. Big shout out Graham Smith. And he's basically said, I'm going to go through the main points of the article with you now. Leeds United are well on the hunt for a centre midfielder. That seems to be the next target. Obviously, we're aware we want a winger, centre midfielder. We've now got our left back. So it seems the centre midfielder is the one that is next. And Graham Smith was saying now that the excitement over Thorp is dying down, Orta is back at work selling the dream to a centre midfielder, another player who meets Bielsa's approval. Leeds, as they have ever been since the window opened, are tight-lipped on their top target. They managed somehow to keep their interest in Thorp under the radar until they were suitably advanced in negotiations to be confident of getting their man, and they'll hope to do the same for their next first team signing. So if you remember right, when we were all scratching our heads about this unnamed left back, the deals were already being negotiated. He was already whining and dining him in Spain. So I believe, as I'm speaking to you right now, Victor Orta has already set a date to go meet this midfielder or set a date to go meet with his agent or the club. So it's well underway. Don't need to worry because we were all worrying about the left-back situation. Thorp was done. And as Graham Smith said, when it was close to completion, the club then were allowed it to go into the ether and everyone started discussing it because they were confident they got their man. Now with the midfielder, it's tight-lipped, it's under wraps. I believe, talks, negotiations are going on as we speak. And Graham went on to say, although Orta has spoken with the player in question, there you have it, things are not at such an advanced stage as to be considered imminent, and things may go quiet for a period. So he's spoken to the player. Maybe it's the club. Maybe it's the agent. We'll have to wait and see. And as the YEP has reported previously, and I've told you numerous times, they believe the signing of a winger may go even later into the window, maybe even before this, it might even be after the season started. We'll have to wait and see. Another article as well, which was done by James Marshman. He said Leeds are believed to have a couple of options as they look to add some more depth to their midfield alongside Calvin Phillips. The names of those interested in Orta and Bielsa, though, remain sworn to secrecy. So James Marshman, Football Insider, saying there's a couple of options. We know that previously we were told, I think one was a loan, one was a permanent. Which one they go for, we're not sure. Graham Smith believes there's only one. We've spoken to that specific player. It's just not out there yet. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for this centre midfielder when it eventually does hit our ears and our mouths and the paper talk that naturally comes with it. Graham Smith's article did continue. He said, in the meantime, Leeds continue to work on ins and outs at under 23s level and below. No news does not mean no recruitment. At least one youngster has signed, but not yet been announced. Leeds are taking the view with the younger element that profile is not always helpful in the initial stages, and the club may wait until the end of the window to confirm all their teenage additions. So maybe they don't want them involved in all the fanfare, just get them in nice and easy, and then at the end, oh, by the way, we signed these players. Now, I believe that player to be Daryl Ombang. I believe that's the goalkeeper. I've seen someone in the comments actually ask me as well on yesterday's video, what's happened to the keeper from Bradford City? I believe that's that unnamed under 23 that's already signed on the dotted line. That already is officially a Leeds United player, but it's just not being announced yet. Daryl Ombang, remember, plays at England. He's tipped to be a future England #1, was actually going to break into Bradford City's first team this season. Bearing in mind, he's only 18. From the age of about 14, he's been playing for Bradford City in the under-18s. He's a real talent. He's from Beeston. He's from Leeds. I believe that is that unnamed 23 signing that's in the door and will be announced towards the back end of the window. Graham Smith then did go on to speak about possible outgoings at the under-23s level, the likes of Jordan Stevens and many more. He also touched on Leif Davis as well. I forgot to mention this, but I didn't. It was a couple of weeks ago now, but Bournemouth actually inquired about Leif Davis's services around January time. And these small noises coming out that maybe they would be willing to move Leif on. Obviously, it doesn't look like he's getting a look in. And the fact that the club maybe are willing to listen to offers for him at a stage where we only really have Junior Firpo. You could understand if Alioski was still at the club, but only with Junior Firpo, it seems a bit strange to me. But Leif Davis could be one for the exit door. Another one that he did mention as well was, of course, Kiko Casillas. Not that it was mentioned on social media. Normally, we're pretty savvy with this stuff, but he has actually been absent from pre-season training while the majority of the squad has been in. And apparently, Graham Smith said he must decide if he's happy to spend the last 2 years of his contract playing second fiddle to Meslier. If Casillas was to favour a move back to Spain, Leeds would require a replacement. Now, adding on to that, the guys at LUFC Fan Zone have been doing some fantastic work, and they've actually spoken to Kiko Casillas' agent. And he said he is set for an imminent departure from Leeds United. The agent of Kiko Casillas said in the next few days, Kiko will move from Leeds to Spain's La Liga on a 1-year loan. His agent tells us that the player is currently in Leeds, however, is not training with the club, which, coincides with what Graham Smith says. So the fact that he's in Leeds and he's still not doing pre-season tells you all you need to know. The agent went on to say he will fly to Spain on Monday or Tuesday to complete the loan deal. His destination is not yet decided. However, it will be a La Liga side. So it maybe sounds that there's a couple there willing to take him in, maybe as a second. I doubt he'll be first choice. But look, if you're Kiko Casillas, you're not universally liked by the fan base. The weather in England and Leeds is rubbish. Let's be honest. If you're going to sit on a bench, you might as well do it in your homeland in Spain where it's nice and hot and people like you. Do you know what I mean? I don't know him personally, but you get what I'm saying. The fan base are just like, yeah, wash your hands with Kiko. So I get why you would want that move. I didn't think many would take. Maybe Leeds will pay for part of his wages. I'm not sure. But his agent's telling us that he's imminent for a departure from Leeds United. So he may be leaving very soon. Just while we're on the goalkeeper situation as well, I remember getting a lot of stick for actually mentioning this a couple of weeks back, quite a long time ago now, that PSG were interested in Ilya Meslier. And I was laughed out of the park. I was laughed out on social media, Facebook, etc. People saying, what are you talking about? They're signing Donnarumma. Yes, they are signing Donnarumma as a free agent, especially after the Euros once it's done. But it's also claimed by The Athletic that they also approached Leeds United about the potential of signing Ilya Meslier. Of course, Leeds United have told them no, he is not going anywhere, but they are interested in signing the keeper from Elland Road. He's French. They know he's potentially could be a future #1. But bring it, and there's no smoke without fire. I remember mentioning it, and now The Athletic are saying that Leeds United have actually knocked back PSG and said he is not for sale. But it's one that we will need to worry about in future seasons, just like we will with the likes of Rafinha. I'll say it quietly, just like we will with the likes of Calvin. I know he's Leeds born, but if we don't get into Champions League, he will want that move. And you can't blame him for that. So they're the three. They're the three at the club currently. And I've said that before. Meslier, Rafinha, Calvin. We need to progress. We need to get into Europe to keep hold of these players. We're now going to move just to some more information that came out from The Athletic. They are reporting that Leeds are once again linked with a move for Rangers winger Ryan Kent. It just won't go away, will it? And The Athletic report that the Whites still hold an interest in the former Liverpool wide man. Bielsa obviously has already signed Jack Harrison on a permanent deal. We're interested in Noah Lang at Club Bruges. I don't think the Kuna one's going to happen, especially not this window. And apparently we've been back in touch with Rangers about a potential move for Ryan Kent. I would like Ryan Kent. I know a lot of people are not quite sold on him, but we'll have to wait and see. Remember in yesterday's episode as well, I brought you the news that apparently Leeds United had tabled a £10 million bid for Maxwell Cornet of Lyon. Well, it was on social media today that the Lyon fans, it was in French and you had to translate it into English, but they were showing, much like Leeds United fans do, you know, when a player's arriving and we look at the timetables, well, the French fans of Lyon had done the same with Maxwell Cornet, and it was leaving an airport in France and it was arriving at Leeds Bradford in such and such time, and they're convinced that Maxwell Cornet's on his way to Leeds United. I don't know, apparently we bid 10 million. Is he? I don't know. It's not coming out from our end, from our journalist. But in Lyon, they're saying, look, it's there. You know, they're tracking the plane. So again, another one we need to keep our eyes peeled on. And just to finish, guys, I just wanted to finish off on Calvin Phillips. Of course, he's been given plaudit after plaudit after plaudit. We're in the final of the Euros, and Ashley Cole has had to eat his words. And I just want to say a fair play to Ashley Cole as well, because he actually spoke on ITV and said he actually grabbed hold of Calvin and said, I apologise. And there's actually a clip where you can see Ashley Cole saying, look, I just want to apologise. He went on to say, it's been brilliant to see these fans here. The families are here. The players are celebrating, singing that great song. It's just wonderful. I had to get Calvin Phillips here and say, big respect. I think he's been tremendous in this tournament, so solid and integral in this England team. And that's class as well, you know, a man that can say, yeah, hold my hands up, I was wrong. So that's a great way to end today's episode. As I say, guys, thank you as always for watching. We're on that road to 5K. Like this video, subscribe, comment, notification bell. And if you've got time as well, please watch the Leeds Mural Tour. It's going to be along here somewhere. It might be there, it might be there, and subscribe should be here. But do me a solid and give that a watch, and have a great weekend, guys. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday. Yeah, I'm going to stop that now. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.